Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I've got stuff going on at the house, and I know I haven't put a video out, but I've been all over the place. I've got so many different things going on. So anybody that's watching this, I'll give you an update towards the end of it. But right now, I've got a project here. It's not really my project, but it's becoming my project. So the car that I had, which is a Corolla XRS, I had bought brand new in '04. It's got a lot of miles on it, and my daughter took that over and started driving it. Well, something's wrong with the engine, so that's another issue I have to tackle. But it's probably going to need a new engine. It's got 330,000 miles on it, and I never did a clutch on there because the clutch has been fine. But it started. She drove to go to school one morning, and it started making a lot of horrible noise, and that's a completely another topic. I did start videotaping some of that or recording some of that. Yeah, I know video. Yeah, I'm old. I know, I get it. But I started recording some of the stuff that I was doing and what I came and found out on that vehicle. But today we got her. Well, not today. We got her a new vehicle about a month ago, and she had an issue on Halloween with some grinding, which I had a good idea what it was. But she met up with me and we drove it together. I found out what it was, and I started doing a little video of that. There's a part one on that, but it's dealing with the rear brake caliper. So I took it apart because I noticed that the driver's side rear pad was pretty much gone, like looked sheared off completely, and the other side was like half or so. But after I took it off, it was just worn down that much. I'm pretty sure it was the piston that stuck. I started taking off the bleed screw, and it was dry as can be. So I don't think fluid was getting in there to really push it. So it's kind of like air, I guess, kind of pushing it, and it never retreated. So I ordered some new calipers for the rear, which I heard that was a thing for the 2004 Honda CRVs. And we're going to be getting into that here shortly. Well, not on this video, but just to give you an idea. Those are calipers there. Oh, there you go. So I'm messing with that eventually, but I kind of made something work for right now. So she was able to drive it for about a week, and then it wouldn't start. What, yesterday morning? No, Friday. Was it? Yeah, yesterday morning. It wasn't running. So of course that's the coldest, and it's rain, the coldest day of the year, and it's raining. Of course I got to do it. So I made a little thing or whatever because I couldn't move it at the time. Started looking into it, and geez, I don't even know if I want to show y'all this, but let's take a look. So let me get this thing to spin. All right, so this is the engine. It's a K24. I believe the model is. So I started taking spark plugs out, and somebody, after I took that apart, someone must have torqued them to like 100 foot-pounds or something. Let me see. Let me pull them up. So here's my coil packs. These are pretty much, let me try to focus on it. That's what we have. This one's stripped, trying to get it out. So I'm going to have to take a thread chaser to it if I can, see if I can save those threads. If not, then I'm going to have to use a Healy coil. But they were pretty much soaked with fuel, which means that I'm not getting a spark, which is why it wasn't starting. This is another one. Focus. That one was a little bit more dry, but it was still a little damp yesterday. This is the issue I'm having right now. As you can see, they do not look the same. It's because half of my spark plug broke off in the spark plug tube. Matter of fact, let me go get this little camera I've got here. Yes, I got junk all over the place. That's just how I think a garage is supposed to be. No, not really. So Let's see if I can get you to look down there. I don't know if I can. It's not going to focus. Let me get that out of the way, see if that'll help. Well, you're not really able to see it. Regardless, so we got the threads down there, and I've been trying to get that out. I tried. So they have a flute, a square flute removal tool, and I tried that, and that's shit, y'all. I mean, they tell you to use that because the spiral one might push the metal out and cause issues or whatever. But so that's what they told me, get the square one. I went ahead and got the square one. I did get both of them, to be honest with you, but I tried the square one first, see if that would work. And yeah, that didn't do shit for what I was trying to do. So then I got the spiral one out, which, let me see where I put it. Oh, it's over here. All right. So this is a spiral one. It's a number 5. I got it in there, and on the end, I thought I got the right size, which is a 10 millimeter. Come to find out, it was not. So I bought this kit. It'll go. All right. I bought this kit because of the square, so I can put that on the end. And it's a decent set by Husky, it looks like. But I needed something that was more squared off so I can use those for the square. The downside is I didn't really pay attention at the time, was that in the size that I needed, it's only 1/4 inch. It's not 3/8, which these are 3/8. And I don't understand why they did it that way, regardless. So I end up snapping. I had a 3/8 ratchet, and put the reducer on there for the 1/4, and which I knew was going to happen. It completely sheared off that end, which is right there. And then I decided to put it on an impact, because no matter how much I try to push on that, I could not get it to hardly move. So I ended up putting on an impact, which that impact isn't the greatest, but it's still supposed to be 500 or 700 foot-pounds of torque. And that moved it some, but no, it really didn't move. So if any of y'all have any suggestions on how to get this out, besides taking the head off to pull it out, which I'm sure that's probably the only option I have at this point, please let me know. I sprayed some WD-40 down there. Maybe that'll get in between some of the threads, but as tight as they ended up putting these spark plugs, which I have no idea why they did it, I cannot get this particular piece out, and I cannot get this running with no spark plugs. And she needs this bad because she's using one of my vehicles, and that's normally my wife's car, and then there's the truck. So she's using my wife's car because she does a little bit more driving around than we do, but we still got a truck, and gas freaking sucks. So that's kind of what I'm going with right now. What I'm doing, I'm trying to figure out this situation. I usually mess with more Toyotas than I do Hondas, but I have had a Honda in the past. And then the other issues back here with the wheel, we got, like I said, we got brakes brake pads to put on and calipers to put on the rear. And then on the front, I have just the brake pads. And of course, since she's a teenager, instead of getting all the mechanical stuff taken care of from the beginning, there's certain things that she's not getting. Like, I still think she should get rotors and struts for this, just so it's done, because they look pretty worn. But no, she decided to get window tint. So that we did do, and it's just a pre-cut we got off Amazon, and I put tint on myself, and it actually came out pretty good overall. The only issue I always have, and it's been like that with all of them, is the rear window, because you need to put it on the back. You got to shrink it or whatever to mold it to the convex or whatever of the window. So I did that and everything. Went to put it on, but you have, like, right under here something goes around. You got right here something goes around. Then you have all the wiring that goes in there, and I mean, it's just so much that you need to try to fit and re-put all this tint. It's like, you know what? That's the best I was able to get it. The side windows and stuff, I was able to get no problem. Those came out really well. But that's what I got going on here, guys. This is a quick kind of video, just letting you know what I've been dealing with on this particular note. And this vehicle evidently is kicking my arse. We didn't buy it for much, but it had a lot of miles on it. I think it had 280,000 miles. And supposedly the guy we got it from was a mechanic. And he said he got this engine out of his wife's wrecked vehicle. And the engine only had like 200,000 miles on there. But if this honestly was his wife's engine, that means he probably did the maintenance on it. And if he put those freaking spark plugs in there like that, he's a dumbass and shouldn't be a mechanic. And that's just my personal opinion. That's just how it is. Now, if he got another engine from somewhere else and he ended up putting this engine in to sell, which is probably the more likely situation that he did, then he fucking lied to us about it. So now I'm here trying to fix my daughter's car because of this whole situation. The only other option that I have is to go buy another engine for it, which you're looking at $900 probably to get it, and then I'd have to rip this one out and put the other one in. Yes, I could probably get a head and swap the heads out, but I mean, at that point, you already got that many miles on it or whatever. Why not just go ahead and get the freaking engine? Even though I don't have the money for either one of them, which is why I'm here trying to figure it out instead of having a mechanic take care of it. Plus, in my opinion, a lot of mechanics overcharge, which it is what it is. This is just the way it is. I try to do most of this stuff myself, but that's where we're at. And I hope this little update or whatever suffices for a little bit. But I need to try to finish this. Then I need to get my XRS to the shop to find out exactly what's wrong with it. Is it the engine that's messed up on it? But regardless, it's been around for a very long time. I definitely put the use into it. That's another thing that I'm dealing with. And then I've got my Dodge Ram that I need to put rear brake rotors on and some fog lights on, which the fog lights are right there. I had the stock ones in. I bought these, never put them in or whatever because they were broken, and they've been that way since I bought it, which has been like 8 or 9 years now. And now they decided to fail it on the inspection, which, whatever. So now I need to replace those along with the rear brake rotors, and they told me that a front wheel bearing is bad. I didn't realize they could fail it for a hub or a wheel bearing, but I guess so. It's a safety issue, I guess, but that's up there in price too, so that might be a little while before I can do that. And up to this point, along with dealing with that and other things, like everybody else has problems too, I've been working on a chicken coop that my wife wanted. built, and that's kind of where I injured myself messing with that. So I'll take a walk out here. Hopefully I don't get blinded by the sun too much. Try to keep it down. But so I built one a while back for her. Well, we bought one originally from Tractor Supply or something like that, and it was okay, but it really wasn't quality. I mean, it's Tractor Supply. Those little chicken coops don't really do shit. So I ended up building one with scrap wood that we had from a couple decks that's been sitting in the yard, which, matter of fact, that's a lot of the wood left over from all the stuff that I've had, although at this point most of it's been rotted out. So she wanted something a little bit bigger with a full-size door, and we had extra door sitting from off of our house. So I said, well, I can use this. So this is what we have now. That's the new chicken coop that I've been working on building. It still needs to get the roof put on there and the side trim, as you can see, but everything else is pretty much built out. And then I need to put the stuff inside. She has a way she wants to do the nesting boxes where the chickens, when they hatch the eggs, they kind of roll towards the front and kind of collect there, because right now our older flock have been basically eating their eggs. No matter how much we feed these chickens, they still want more, which they've been trying to. They're pretty much getting into our garden here. We're letting them do whatever they want to eat that. But we need to get some roosting bars still in there, and then whenever she figures out what she wants to do for these nesting boxes, that's what will go in there. And then I need to put one more, I don't know, right there, the chicken door. I need to put one more little slat there at the bottom or whatever, because I don't like the way that looks. And where the cut is underneath that, that's where the board will come out for them to run down. But that's the one that I built a couple years ago. But we needed something more, because we have a whole bunch of young chickens right there that we need to get them protection. And right now it's just something built real quick for them to be in. So we had to build something, and that's what that is. And with that, when I was trying to put on the roof, my wife was supposed to help me get some of that stuff up there, and she always disappears a whole bunch when things need to get done that she wants done, and she's busy, but still. So I got frustrated, and I get up on the ladder and I grab the OSB board, I shimmy it up or whatever. When I threw it up to grab about halfway, I felt and heard a pop in my arm. Got that up there, and I wasn't able to hold a nail gun at that point. And after about a week and a half or so, I finally went to the doctor. They told me I had a torn tendon in my arm, and a torn tendon and a ripped muscle, bicep. So that's kind of what I have been dealing with, along with trying to do all the other work out here. And it's tough most days. But again, I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate. That's kind of what we've got going on with the CRV, messing with the chicken coop, stuff that it's been a little while since I've been on here. I just wanted to give y'all an update on things. I haven't forgot about y'all. I'm trying to get things done. But if y'all are interested in what I did, which I probably end up doing that anyways, do a video if I can get that broken spark plug out. I'll show you what I did to do that. And then I am going to probably do a video on the rotor, well, the calipers, bleeding that stuff, and getting the brake pads on. So until next time, I appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll talk at y'all later.